Welcome back to POV with Hailey and Brie.
Yes.
It's another Tuesday,
It is.
but this time we have special guest, Monica Giron,
Yay!
aka my friend, our friend. Our friend. I was going to say my roommate, but then I switched to friend.
Oh.
My roommate, our friend.
Our friend.
And today we're going to be talking about family dynamics, how that shapes you, how you plan, and all the things family related. So we're excited to talk to Monica,
Yay,
leader
I'm
of the
excited
Fun
to be
Squad.
here. Yes.
So
good. So good.
So good. As always, scale of 1 to 10. Monica, how are you doing?
I would say probably like 8.8.
8.8.
Whoa.
That's high.
Yeah.
That's really good, Monica.
Yeah.
That is good.
Wow.
Our podcast averages about a 7,
Oh, okay.
which is like, I feel like for average, that's pretty,
That's pretty
That
good.
is pretty
yeah.
good.
the average, yeah.
yeah.
Because what you would say like 5 is like meh.
Yeah.
Oh, then
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think we've ever been below a 5.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
So,
No, that would be
Oh.
really sad.
yeah.
I would pray for that person.
Yeah.
If you were. If
Monica
you
comments,
run
I'll
into,
pray for you.
Yes, if you run into someone below 5, you call me and I'll pray for them.
Okay.
Hold on.
If I'm ever
Monica?
below a 5, I'll come out
Yeah.
and I'll let you know. Monica, I'm a 1. Hailey.
I'm trying to think. I think I'm like a solid 8.
Solid
It's
8?
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good
We're
day.
just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, good day.
It's a-
Nothing bad happened. Here
yeah.
we go.
Yeah. I'm an 8 too.
Yay.
So we're all 8s. Monica's a little higher 8. She's almost a
guess it-
9.
8.8.
Yeah.
8.
Almost. It would have been a 0.2, but it hasn't yet. Maybe by the time I go to bed.
Yeah.
Maybe by
Whoa.
the time I go to bed.
You never know.
That's funny. Okay, question of the week. We didn't discuss this, but I just thought of one in my head. But that's okay. And this is a very Monica-related question.
I'm very excited.
So, during COVID, Monica and our friend John made me watched. I enjoyed
Yes.
watching all of Gilmore Girls
We
with
did
me.
force you though.
You did force
Yes,
me. You did.
we did.
But I got into it.
Yeah.
So my question is, have you seen Gilmore Girls? That's not the
I've
question.
seen bits and pieces.
Okay. Okay, so this might be harder for you. But if you had to be any character in Gilmore Girls,
Oh my
which
gosh.
character would you be?
I would be Suki, I think.
Okay. That's the best friend.
I would be Suki.
She's
Wow.
the
That's Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
Why would you be Suki?
I think because she's always a 9.
That's true.
And yeah, and she just has fun. Like her life is
Except
so
when
fun.
she's pregnant. She's up
Yeah,
and
that's
down when
true.
she's pregnant.
Yeah, but everyone is.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
But mostly she lives her life, and she just truly enjoys like what she does all the time. And she's a really good friend.
She is.
She's a really
I
really
do
good
really
friend.
like Suki.
I like her.
Do you have an answer?
I don't think I have any answer.
I feel like you just gotta say Lorelai.
Okay, Lorelai.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, though.
I mean, I don't have anything to
I'm not.
base it off of.
I mean, she's good
seems like a
sometimes.
nice lady.
Other times she's not.
She has her moments. I feel like she has her moments.
Yeah.
More good than bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna be savage and say I'd be Emily Gilmore.
Oh my gosh, the queen.
Yeah, the queen.
Yeah.
That's the mom
That's
of the,
the
show.
mom.
The
Yeah.
grandma.
Okay, yes.
And
Uh,
her one-liners like are
are so good.
amazing.
Wow.
She's
especially
really
to her
queen of
daughter.
sass.
Yes, especially to her daughter. She'd be like, "Are you having an aneurysm? Are you quite done?" I love her.
I just
She's
love-
the savageness from.
She's
That's cool.
Oh, man.
So funny.
I gotta watch this.
Yeah,
So good.
you gotta binge watch it.
It's so good.
Anyways, all the fun things.
So many fun things.
Okay, let's dive into family. Monica,
Yes.
we want to hear a little bit about you and your family now, but let's start with the past.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about your family growing up,
Yeah.
like siblings, like how your parents were, like what their parenting style was,
Sure.
how that's shaped you now.
Okay. So I am one of the oldest of 3.
Yes.
And because I was so amazing, my parents
Right.
thought they should have more kids.
That's how it works.
Exactly. And they were
We're all the
sadly
oldest
mistaken.
kids. I just realized that.
Oh,
We're
you
all the
are?
oldest.
You are
Yeah.
too? That's right. Good
The
job,
oldest
guys.
and the oldest
Way to go.
daughters.
Mhm.
Wow.
So I'm the oldest of 3. I have a younger sister who is 13 months younger than me. So my birthday is March 3rd, and her birthday is April 2nd. I'm sorry, my birthday is March 31st, and her birthday is April 2nd.
Well,
Yeah, and so that's a fun story because my mom was gonna be induced on my birthday, and she refused to go. So she didn't go until April 1st. So that's why my sister was born April 2nd, because she loves me the best.
Oh, that's so nice.
And my little brother is 6 years younger than me.
Okay.
So it was fun. Both my parents worked full time. So summer in the house, I took care of them, and we did all the things that I wanted to do. So one summer, I was obsessed with Grease. So we watched Grease every single day.
Oh my gosh. How old were you then?
I was in charge. I think I was probably like 11.
Yeah.
10 or 11.
Monica was like, deal with it.
Yes, exactly. But it was fun growing up. We did a lot of like family road trips, and so one of my favorite. Some of my favorite memories are like in the car with the three of us and my mom and dad. Their parenting style, I would say my mom is like the cleanest person I've ever met. She's a neat freak.
Okay.
So I don't take after her in that sense. I want to, but I don't. But that's just like a peek into her brain. She is an orderly person, checklists and stuff. So our personalities were completely different, completely different. And so that when I was a teenager, that was a lot of fun, and she could attest to that. And my dad and I have very similar personality. He's very outgoing. He's very social. He's very a people person. He's also very like, he's kind of like a boss brain in like, running companies and doing stuff like that. So they both had been going to our church ever since I was like 3 or 4. So I grew up there. And so that was a huge part of it. And we also grew up very Hispanic in the sense of like, we would get to church at 8:30 and we wouldn't leave until 4:30. Oh my it was an all-day thing.
Oh my goodness.
And we continue that now in the sense of like we're together a lot. My mom and dad often will drop over to the house without me realizing, or just we're here. Like, oh hi guys, or they'll call me like, where are you? We're at your house. Oh well, we're not there. But you enjoy.
How about at my house?
Yeah. And so we're still super close. My sister and my brother are probably a couple of my very best friends. I talk to my mom 3-4 times sometimes a day. I see my dad because he and I work together now. So I see him on Mondays, and every Monday without fail, there's a snack on my desk because he'll have brought me something or my mom will have sent me something.
Stop it right
so
now.
I'm still their favorite.
Of course.
So that is them in a nutshell. I was the issue. I was the problem when I was growing up because I was very rebellious. I went through a stage where I knew so much more than them.
Monica.
And I know. And so I actually left my house very, very young because of that. So I moved out when I was 17, my senior year of high school, because I just knew everything. And there's nothing more they could do for me. So it's come full circle now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a little bit of like your family in your 20s. So you moved out when you were 17.
I did.
And then getting to 20, like what was that
20-ish.
process?
So I moved out when I was 17. I got married when I was 18, right before I turned 19. And I was divorced by 20. So my parents, obviously that wasn't what they wanted. They wanted me to go to, graduate high school, go to college and do all the traditional things, which I did do. I graduated high school and, went to college. I was just a married lady when I did. And so I think the process of getting to my 20s, because of the hurt that had happened as a teenager and with my divorce and stuff, it was a little bit more difficult. I think I took the longer road. Also, the one thing that I can say about my mom and dad, especially my mom, she has such a strong faith, though she never stopped praying for me, ever, ever. And so I feel like God honored that in my life with the protection that I had, even when I was way, way, way far away from him.
Yeah.
Because of my mom's prayer, because of my mom's faith, like a mother's love truly got me through. And, it was the relationship that I had in my 20s was toxic, and it was not healthy, physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, like in all of the ways that you could be unhealthy. That is what that relationship was. So for my parents, that was difficult because they knew that I deserved more, that I was worth more, that I knew better, and that I was choosing to live this way. But every single time that he and I would break up and I would not have anywhere to go, I would land at their house and then end up going, like, you know, did the whole thing. But they never, in all those years, stopped praying or closed their door. Like, they never not welcomed me there.
Yeah.
So that was my 20s. I spent going to nursing school, working full time, and partying a lot. So that's why I tell Brie that I'm always concerned why she's always tired.
Why are you home right now? Get out.
Well, yes.
8 o'clock. Why are you going to bed?
Why are you going to bed? Because I literally would go to school, go to work, go out, come home at 3, nap for 3 hours, and do it again.
Oh my god.
You know, and that's how I spent my 20s.
You need to be living the life.
I really do.
Brie.
I really do. I know.
So I tease her a lot. Like, come on, what is going on? You're only 24. What are you tired?
Come on, we need to step it up.
Yeah, it's true. Listen, I got a job, and that tires me out.
Yes, clearly.
Clearly. We've established that.
Too much. It's too much. And partying's just exhausting.
It sure was.
I don't know how you did that.
I don't either. In heels, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's like a normal thing. Like, I just don't.
That's why she's the leader of the fun squad.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
And I've told you this. I don't run this hard. It didn't happen overnight. I spent all my 20s prepping for it. So I was training for it.
She was ready to go.
So I'm never tired now.
There you go. That's funny.
Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so early 20s, you were in and out of your parents' house, coming back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm just jumping all over the place right now,
good.
but like, what was your relationship, like, what was your faith like during that?
I think that during my 20s, I had a very strong, solid upbringing and foundation, right?
Yeah.
We did, like I said, not only did we spend 10 hours at church on Sunday, but we were there on Wednesdays and Tuesdays. My dad taught Bible study. People would come to our house. I was in it.
Yeah.
I did, and I thought that I believed, you know, I thought that I had faith. So I had foundation. So I knew, you know, when I was partying and, you know, doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing, that wasn't what the Lord wanted from me. And I felt a lot of guilt and a lot of shame. So my mom still insisted that I come to church on Easter and Christmas and Mother's Day. And I would feel horrible. Like, you know, I'm going to literally walk in and blow up into flames or something.
Yeah.
I knew that people could tell that something was going on because they only saw me on those days. But what I did when I was alone is that I would pray a lot. Like, you know, God, and my prayers often were, you know, misguided. Like, God, fix this relationship, fix him, fix us, you know, make this better kind of thing. So I wasn't really growing in my faith, but I feel like I did truly know that there was a God that was looking out for me and and now in hindsight, I know that he was calling me every time. But, you know, I was living far away.
Technical difficulties. So sorry. We're back. Monica.
Yes.
Still talking about faith.
Yes.
Do you remember where you left off?
Yes. I was saying that I would pray to God, like in a desperate way. And also, my mom and dad would send people to our house. We used to have this thing at church called Evangelism Explosion. And they truly were door knockers. They would come to your house. If you somehow got put on someone's list, they would come to your house and say,
oh my
you
gosh,
know, someone wants to pray for you. Like, it sounds crazy, guys, but it was a legit thing. Like, that was the thing at our church. And I knew that I forgot what day of the week they were going to come to our house. So I always had like cookies and like coffee ready because they were going to come and they wanted to pray for us. And, you know, my boyfriend never wanted anything to do with it, but I felt like I had to because I knew if they were saying they were coming from the church. I have a feeling I know who sent you.
Yeah.
So was it your parents?
Yes.
She's like, dang it.
I know. So,
right.
you know,
you got me.
My mom and dad would come and they would pray for me and like, I don't know. It was awkward, but what was I going to do?
Yeah.
So we should bring that back.
Yeah, we should.
That's so interesting. I've never heard
Hi. Someone says we need to pray for you. Can we?
Yeah. You need Jesus.
You need Jesus. Can we help? I like that. That's funny. That's savage.
Yeah, it was.
That is savage.
It was.
Like, someone says something's wrong. So we got to
pray
over you. Yeah.
And that's kind of cool because it's kind of like what the body of Christ is supposed to do. Like, like be there to like call each other out, but also like not
Yeah.
in a judgmental way.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would come across as judgy.
They never came across that way, and I actually I can appreciate now when I have conversations with people being the person that like has to not. They wouldn't say like, "Oh, we're gonna pray for you because your mom says you're on drugs," you know, like they wouldn't use those words,
Yeah.
but you know, they would want to pray for me.
Call you out.
And because I had a foundation already, I wouldn't turn it down. But I don't know how it would go across for someone who didn't know Jesus, you know?
Yeah,
Would they,
that's fair.
Would you be on the same page as the Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't know.
Like, how would that go?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But wait, isn't it only people that go to your church? Or
No,
is it, they would like say like, hey, go to this person's house. Oh.
Yeah. And in the Spanish service back then, I was in youth group when this was happening, but it was Spanish youth group. We would go down to apartment complexes and we would do it. We would knock on people's doors and be like, you know, we have a gift for you. And it was always something like cookies or whatever. Can we talk to you about Jesus? And then we would try to like pray with people and like ask them about their prayer requests and talk to people about Jesus. And then, you know, some people would just not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Huh.
At least give me the cookies back.
Yeah.
That's just foul.
Can I have the cookies back?
Yeah.
It's like the episode in The Office where he's like, I want the turtles back.
I've never watched The Office.
Okay, that needs to be. I can't. Okay, you made me watch Gilmore Girls. We gotta watch The
Yeah.
Office.
Dang it.
I know. Have
don't
you
know if
watched
it would
The
be-
Office?
I've seen bits and pieces.
I've
I'm
only
the
seen
worst.
the memes.
I don't know if it's your humor because
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I also tried to watch Jury Duty, which, by the way,
Oh my gosh, that's
fun
hilarious.
fact about myself. You guys told me to have a fun fact. Ready?
Yeah.
I am dying to get on a jury. I am
Oh,
literally.
yeah?
I am like.
Stop
so I
it.
was
Have you
not-
ever been to jury duty before?
No, I have not. So okay, so I
What?
am not. I wasn't born here in America. I know it's
okay.
hard to tell, but I was not born here, and so I became a citizen of this country. And I got the paper recently for the first time. I mean, I've been a citizen now for like, 10 years? And I got the paper recently, and I filled it out, and then I called, and I didn't get, but I'm so excited. Like, I desperately want to be on a jury. I want to go, I want to hear, I want to see, I want to, like, make the thing.
With Monica's luck, she's gonna be on like this. Like they're gonna pick her, and she's gonna be on this like month.
Oh my God, that would be
trial.
amazing. Oh my God.
I like how people are just
girl.
like, please, just take me out. Like I don't even want to be
Yeah.
on this. Like
so
don't
I
pick
didn't
me.
get picked. I was supposed to have jury duty in like February or whatever,
Yeah.
early this year, and I didn't get picked, but I got another one. And I got a because I check randomly. I'm like, do they need jurors? Like, can you sign up? So I checked.
You signed
and
up.
can you sign up?
no, but I had a thing in the mail, like a little postcard thing.
Oh, okay.
And so I went and I did. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe they saw that I went on their website a lot and that I wanted it, so they sent me another one. So I have to check on September 10th. I'm so excited. I'm like, I desperately want. So if anybody out there has a connection to get me on a jury,
That's so
At the
funny.
attorney's office.
yeah.
That's so funny. But
I'm
I was
dying.
like, I told Monica, I was like, there should be a thing where you can sign up
No.
for it. But then I thought about it, and I feel like that's how they would rig, like, juries by like saying like all you people sign up for this juror or this court, and then.
But
they would
Bree's
rig
done it before,
Yeah.
and she took it for granted.
I did not take it for
I would
granted.
take
It
it
was
for
not
granted.
fun. They paid me $30.
Oh,
They
that's-
pay
You
you.
got paid?
Yeah, they
Oh my
pay you.
God.
They pay you chump change though.
Yeah.
They pay you like $5 a day.
But you get to sit there.
I got $30
and,
for
like,
2 days.
And my job also
I
will
know.
pay me.
Your
That's
job
true.
will
So
pay
I get
you?
extra
Yeah, 'cause you
$5 on top of what my job is going to pay me to be there. I'm
And I
so
need a job
excited.
at the
I
church so
really
that way if I ever get selected for jury duty.
Most
I know
jobs
it's
pay
gonna
you, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Don't most
You just
jobs?
need a
Yeah.
salary job. That's what.
Oh, don't got a salary job.
I get 5 days a year.
for jury
For
duty.
jury duty? But what? Yeah. What if they sequester you for a month?
Well, I'll use sick time. I don't care.
Monica's like, is there any sick time anybody wants to give me? I literally, I'm here for a month. I can't do this.
Do they do that? Do they put you somewhere for a month?
Some like depending on the trials.
So you get to go to like a hotel too?
If they sequester
That is
you,
so amazing.
I don't think that's very common.
Yeah, no.
I
I
like-
remember my mom. I don't know exactly what but she got picked for something, and she was, I want to say, for like a week and a half or like 2 weeks. She was on this case, and she's like, I don't even want to be here.
What did the person do?
I don't know.
Oh
I don't
my gosh,
remember.
I'm
I was
so
younger,
excited.
so she was like, now I'm away from my kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Well, that's
and I'm
what-
gone for like a week.
No,
and a
that's
half,
the
2 weeks.
excuse. My mom got out of jury duty for like 20 years
By saying she was breastfeeding?
Yeah.
She was breastfeeding?
Yeah.
That's a valid excuse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Because someone that I
Just
talked
have a
to,
baby.
How do I make people believe Darby is mine?
someone that I talked to
Like,
about
I
it,
can't,
they
sorry,
had
I've
the
got
same
Darby.
reaction, and they were like, "Mon, you can get out of it. Just say you're breastfeeding." I was like, "What?
Do they check though? Like, how do they know?
how would they check?
Do they know if you're lying?
I don't think they check.
It's
Because
not okay
also,
to
what if-
lie." I'm not condoning that. Okay, That's not
Monica
what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
want to
No.
anyway. They're like, Monica, just tell them you're breastfeeding. She's like, no, why would I do that? Lying's
like,
bad, but I
actually is
want to be here.
But what if you're like a what's it called? Like a nurse, and you're like nursing a kid that's not your own.
Oh, wet nurse?
Yeah, a
Do
wet
people
nurse.
still do that?
I don't know.
I feel like there's got to be at least one person. In the
I
world.
read about
I'm
a
pretty
wet
sure the
nurse in
Amish do it.
Jane Austen, but not in like 2023.
A wet nurse.
I think the Amish do it.
So it's when you nurse a kid that's not your own.
And I
Yeah.
feel like Amish people aren't gonna get selected aren't gonna have to do jury duty.
Oh, they're
You
off the
never know.
grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even.
Oh yeah, how do you?
They're off the
How do you
grid.
get
Nobody's
the Amish
coming
people?
for them.
We have gone so far
I know,
off
I'm
topic.
sorry.
Okay,
It's
we're gonna
because
get.
of my-
I wonder if the Amish have ever been selected for jury duty.
What would it be like to be in an Amish family? I don't know. Back to the family
Ooh, good segue.
discussion. Yeah,
Good
that was
segue.
a good
I'll have to
segue.
get somebody on who's Amish.
Well, I'm like,
Hire her.
Oh my gosh. Okay, back into family. Okay. We got into it. Early 20s,
See.
faith,
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da. When did you have Noah? How old were you when you had Noah?
I was 27 when I got pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was 27 and he was born right after my 28th birthday. So when I got pregnant with Noah, it was at the tail end of this relationship. And
Was this the same relationship that had been happening for your 20s? Okay.
Yeah, we were together for 8 years.
Okay.
Was this the guy you got married to?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I got married to my high school sweetheart,
Okay.
and he went to the military, and he ended up going into special ops, and our marriage fell apart. And then I met this guy, and so we were together for about 8 years, and we had talked about having kids, we had talked about getting married, but when I became pregnant, our relationship was over. I was already I had already taken the step to move out of our house, and I was living on my own in an apartment by myself, which is also something I tell Brie. It was literally my favorite thing to live by myself, to live in an apartment by myself. I loved it.
Wow.
And
Could be fun.
it was a really good time. So I encourage you both, if you get
Live
the
alone?
chance
Wow.
in your 20s,
Alone?
to have
Wow.
your own apartment.
Why did you like
have
it
your
so
own
much?
place. I loved it because it was mine. Like it was literally mine. Like if I had a dish, I bought it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like if
yeah.
I had it just was this sense of accomplishment, I think, for me. And potentially maybe it was because I had left my dad's house to move in with my husband, and then moved from my husband's house to with my boyfriend. So I had never lived alone.
Yeah.
So I just think I encourage anybody in their 20s to just experience that once, to be in charge of you, in charge of your own rent, in charge of your own bills, in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And it just gives you the sense of accomplishment, autonomy, to not have to share anything with anybody ever.
Yeah.
So that's where I was when I realized I was pregnant. I was like, oh my gosh. So when I got pregnant with Noah, I did tell his dad that I was pregnant, and he was around for my pregnancy. The people that I was most scared to tell were my parents. And I was literally in my late 20s. And so I remember sitting on my mom and dad's couch, and I had not told anyone that I was pregnant yet, and I was starting to show. So my brother-in-law had courted me that day, and everyone in my family calls me AJ. So he had courted me in the house, and he was like, AJ, are you pregnant? And I was like, why are you asking that? And he was like, because you look like you're pregnant. And my
stop.
and my
That's
sister,
rude.
That is
but my
rude.
sister came in, and she said, we've been having this argument for weeks and weeks. Can you just tell him that you're not? And I looked at my shirt, and I was like, I actually am. And I was like 6 months, I think, 5 or 6 months.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
yeah, but I had barely started showing. And so
So you had kept this secret for a while.
for a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
I found out that I was pregnant with Noah very late on, because I didn't expect to be pregnant. And I was working at a hospital in the emergency room, and I had some bleeding that was unusual, and since it was a slow night, they gave me an ultrasound, and that's how I found out that I was pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
And so it was probably about 5 or 6 weeks before my brother-in-law then was like, and
That's
so
wild.
yeah. So then they were like, you have to tell my mom and dad, quickly. So I told my mom and dad, and I started crying, and my mom was stunned. She could not believe it. And my dad was like, okay. He just kept saying, okay. 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 Because then the question is like, what about the dad? And so I told them, I was like, I'm having this baby. He can come along if he wants. So we had a conversation, and he was around kind of for my pregnancy. But then when Noah was born, he decided that he was not built to be a dad. And so I made the decision as like my first decision as a mom. If you can't be around 100% committed, 100% in, 100% about this kid, then I don't want the in and out. I don't want the back and forth. So you're 100% in or you're 100% out. And so he was 100% out. So my son doesn't have a relationship with his dad. He's never met him. He doesn't have his last name. I didn't put his name on the birth certificate. Yeah. So
he's yours.
He's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% in.
100%. Yeah. You're 100%
mine.
in.
Yeah.
This is my place.
It's like the apartment.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's been us since the jump.
Yeah.
Noah was born, and he was
Yeah.
my baby, and I've made every decision, that I could for him. And so my life changed completely, obviously.
Yeah.
So I had the baby, and I moved back in with my parents. And the idea was that I was going to get help from my mom, the first couple of months or whatever. But my grandma ended up getting very, very sick, and she ended up passing 2 days after Noah was born.
Oh my gosh.
So that was out the window because she had to go to El Salvador, where we're from, and be with her family. And so then it was literally me and Noah
Yeah, you're like,
and my dad, but my dad wasn't like that helpful.
he tried his best.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. I appreciate
He
you.
would bring me food, but that was pretty much it. And my little brother. And so, I was raising him on my own, and so it's been just the two of us since the jump. But it's been awesome. I would totally do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's amazing.
Okay. He's great.
Yeah.
Noah is such a good kid.
He
You did a
is.
really good job, Monica.
Thank you.
He's fun to hang out with.
He is.
He's
a good
him
time.
joining high school ministry has been fun because
Oh,
I've seen him like
good.
come out a little more
Of
of
his
his shell because sometimes he'll be like a little quiet at home. Sometimes he'll come out of his shell then too.
Yeah.
But at high school, I've really seen him like I don't know. It's been fun.
It's fun to watch him like mingle with his
Yeah.
friends and just like come out of his, because like I don't know him as well obviously as
Sure.
you, but to like watch him just like get excited and like play
Yeah.
games and like, oh Noah.
And get sassy because he's a
Oh,
sassy
yeah.
pants.
I mean, yes. Oftentimes, I'm like, "Who is your mother? Why are you why are you being
Where's
raised
your
this way?"
mom?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
100% mine. I forgot.
Yes, I know. He, my dad actually works at a restaurant locally, and he had a name tag on, as a manager, and a girl was there with her mom, I guess, and my dad talks to everybody, and he was like, "Oh, are you excited for school to start?" And she's like, "Yeah, but school's starting in a couple weeks." And he asked her what school. It turns out she's going to the same school as Noah. And he goes, "Oh, my grandson's going to start there as a freshman." And she's like, "Oh, is it Noah?" And because of the last name. And he goes, "Yeah." And the mom asked her, "Do you know him?" And then the girl was like, "I know him, but he doesn't know me because he's popular." So my dad texted us,
Whoa.
and I was like, and I said, "Yeah, guys, he gets, again, the apple does not fall far."
The popular heroes.
That's right.
Oh.
But it shocked us all because he's so quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh, he's
what?
not quiet
Just
with his
social
friends.
butterfly.
No.
Not like
Yeah,
at
he's-
camp. I was like, who is this social man? He's funny.
Once he
makes
comes
me
out,
laugh.
he's awesome.
He's all out.
That's
yeah.
funny.
That's funny. Okay, go back question really quick.
Yeah.
Do you think how your parents' marriage and like how your parents interacted with each other, how did that like play into like your relationships and like your dating and like how you viewed like marriage and that kind of stuff?
So my mom and dad had a very, they were believers later, well, I guess not later in their life, like in their 30s, right? So their 20s, which we watched growing up, was very tumultuous. And they had a lot of issues, in our home. They actually separated for a while, and, we had to deal with that, like shuttling back and forth and stuff. So I think that piece made it so that when Noah was born, I was very firm with, like, I don't want that for him. I want us to be together and for it to be like a solid unit, or I will give that to him on my own. And so I think that led into it. There's also things about my upbringing that have scarred and traumatized me. So I'm constantly, one thing that I do in our home is that I want my son to know that his voice matters. And I want him to understand, like, you know, even though you're a kid, you're important, you need to be heard. Your heart and your mind are different than mine. So however you need to express yourself is what you need to do. So that we can both grow up healthy, because ultimately my goal as his mom is to raise a kind person, you know, a man that loves, trusts, and believes in the Lord with his whole heart, mind, and soul, but also to raise someone's father and someone's husband. So when I have interactions with him, I have to constantly remind myself, like, this is someone's dad and this is someone's husband, you know, like, what can I do to make sure that he is successful at both of those things? So I want him, you know, regardless of what it is, like, you know, chivalry or, you know, kindness or fun, it doesn't matter. The ultimate goal is for him to be a God-fearing leader of a family. And unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards for him to have that example, but he has that in my dad. And so my dad now, you know, I think one of the things that I have said before is that I have remained single this whole time because I'm looking for someone like my dad, you know, and I don't know that exists.
It
right
exists. He's coming.
It exists.
He's
There's just
coming.
very few.
The Lord told me
Lord
he's
told
coming.
ya. For you guys, yes, because you're in your 20s.
For you too, it
He's
can happen.
coming for you. He's coming.
Yeah.
Jesus is just up there.
I always say I wish I knew more guys in their 40s so that I could just set you up with blind dates, because that would just be so fun.
That would be fun. I would be open for a blind date. That sounds like a good time.
You hear that? Monica's open
Hey,
for a blind
we're
date.
taking suggestions. If you got any uncles or anybody.
Any single
I
God-fearing
told my
man out
friend
there.
earlier today, because both of us were at work, and she's like, why are we at work? And so listen up, girls.
Okay.
Because we squandered our beauty in our 20s and we didn't marry rich. That is the answer. That is why we were at work today.
Marry
when we
rich.
should have
That's
been home.
a really good goal. Marry
Okay.
rich.
All right.
I'm just gonna take that as Monica's advice for the episode.
Very rich. Love class. Hopefully that comes around.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, it works.
That's how arranged marriages work.
Yeah.
It'll work.
That's funny.
I've seen my parents work through, I think what I got from their relationship is that they truly dug in and bit into the fact that, like, we are married and this is our family and we will die together, you know, trying to make our family the best. Even now as adults, I mean, they have 3 grown kids, they have, you know, 5 grandkids. They are still our rocks. And, you know, that's what I want from my son. I want him to know that regardless of what life throws at you, you know, I want him to always think, I better call my mom. She's going to help me with this, versus, oh, crap, I have to tell my mom about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want that kind of relationship.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good. You've kind of already hit it, but maybe just like a catch-all. What do you think the difference or similarities between your parents' parenting style and your parenting style? You kind of already touched on it, but if there's anything else.
I think that my mom did the best that she could, you know, based on how she was raised and based on what they were, they had to deal with. But she often would let how mad I would make her, like, lead the way. And so I can tend to do that too. You know, I can tend to yell and tend to, like, be emotional because I'm a Latina after all. But I have learned from my dad, you know, to take a step, to pray, and then to come with a calm heart, because I won't be able to hear. So my dad has taught me that.
Yeah.
And my mom has changed so much now. Even, like, it's incredible, because, like, she will pick my kid up and drive him through McDonald's, but when we were growing up, we didn't have McDonald's money.
Sorry, technical difficulties again.
So I think that I've tried to emulate the love that they have in the, like, want to have a really strong family unit.
Yeah. That's cool. That's fun.
That's good.
Okay, what else do we have?
Okay, we're talking about family, but I want to ask you guys a question. Is that allowed?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
totally allowed.
What is your favorite thing about your mom?
My favorite thing about my mom? Oh man, there's so many things. I don't know. I think just how caring she is. I don't know. I feel like everywhere I go, everyone is just like, oh, Tristan is just so nice. Like, I just feel like she has just a very kind heart, and she just wants to love on everybody, and I just appreciate that because I feel like that's kind of been passed on to me as I've watched. She's also a very strong woman. She has a very similar story to you with, like, how she had me, and, like, how she was kind of doing it on her own for a little bit, and I just think it takes, like, a very strong person to be able to get through that and to be able to, like, still be where she is today, and she's living the life. She's great. So yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
What about you?
My mom is also very kind. Like, everybody is like, wow, your mom is the greatest. She's a great hostess. Like, she's very hospitable. Like, whenever someone comes to the house, they just, I don't know, I just feel like people like coming over because she just is the sweetest in that. And she's also, she also, like, knows me, you know, like, she knows when something's wrong, and she knows, like, who I am. I guess, like, that's easy for moms because, like, they've raised you.
Because you grew inside
their body. Because I grew inside her body. Yeah, that's a weird way to say that. I don't know if I like that.
You were so close to her heart when you were in there.
But I feel like, you just have that mother-daughter bond of, like, wanting. And I think what's been cool is, like, as I've gotten older, we've become, like, best friends. And it's still, like, the mother-daughter relationship, but it's also, like, she's, like, a really close friend. And, like, I can talk to her about anything.
Yeah.
So.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I asked my kid on the way over here, I was like, I'm going to talk to these girls about family. And I said, Noah, if I wasn't your mom, would you still like me? Like, would you still want to hang out with me?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you know, if I was your best friend's mom and your best friend wasn't home, would you still want to come hang out with me? He's like, yeah, you're fun. Like, I take that as high praise.
That's funny.
And then I said, what's your favorite thing about being my kid? And he's like, because we go a lot of places. A lot of fun places.
You do. You guys Noah's going to be, like, a very well traveler by the time he graduates high school.
How many states has he hit?
We just did DMV, so I think that was 31 or 32.
Are you trying to hit all 50 before he? Oh my gosh, that's
what's DMV?
Wild.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Okay,
if you were a traveler,
DMV.
That's what they call it over there.
What's your next?
I want to do the Dakotas. I want to do, the Dakotas. We've already done Montana. We've already done Wyoming. So I want to do the Dakotas.
I've done South Dakota. It's great.
Really?
Yeah, it was super fun. We went on, like, a 2-week RV trip up there, and it was super cool.
Yeah. So the Dakotas, we still have to do Washington, and then we're done with the West Coast after Washington. And then we'll start, moving over to. And I know he loves it because for his birthday last year, he wanted a trip. So we went to New York and New Jersey.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm excited for you guys to go to London.
Oh,
you
me
guys
too.
Talk about that sometimes. I'm like,
high school graduation. That's his trip. Yeah, that's
London?
his choice.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Wait, what's your favorite thing about your mom?
My favorite thing about my mom is that I think that she is the most loyal person, like, to anyone she loves. You could be family. She brings people in to her fold, to her family. So we didn't have a lot of, like, blood family in this area when we were growing up, but we were never short of, like, people that were family. Yeah. And I actually feel like I've tried to do that with Noah, where my friends are truly our family.
Yeah.
And so her loyalness, to God, but to the people that she loves, she will literally cut someone for you.
Wow.
Whoa. She loves you. Yeah. Because she is
be
that loyal.
Monica's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have her on. Monica, is there any advice that you would have given your 20-year-old self? Like, turning 20.
Yes.
Going into...
Well, I gave you a piece already. Try to live alone.
Try to live alone, marry rich.
Go out and party.
She's already given
Yes,
so much
I know.
advice.
I'm just dripping with it, guys. I would tell myself to find someone or to educate myself better about my money. Because I have worked since I was 17 till now. I should have more money. I should have more to show for it, you know? But, and even my dad and I were having this conversation about how he wishes he had been educated or taught how to invest and how to make better money decisions. So I changed that with my kid, you know, to be able to like teach him stuff. And so that's number one. Number two is that tithing is super, super, super important. Obviously God is going to honor it whenever you do it, but I feel like that was the last thing that I gave him. And, you know, it should have been the first thing. Not because you're going to get rich or, you know, not because of any of that, but because that was the last bit of control that I wanted to let go of. And so anyone in their 20s, my advice would be to create a habit, to have conversations with God, to see the why behind your giving. And not really the amount, but just truly trust in God. I think especially in my 20s, I held on to so much of my worth and what I had, you know, in our condo, in the house, in the cars we drove, and the way I dressed, and the purses and the shoes and all of that stuff, because that's where I was finding my value. And I firmly would, you know, encourage people in their 20s to have a conversation, deep heart, you know, gut check about tithing. Yeah.
That's good. Preach.
Preach. Preach.
That's good. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
I'm going to pick?
No.
Okay. This has been super fun.
So
super
good.
fun.
Now it's into the even more fun part. POVs.
Oh my gosh.
So, do you have a POV,
I
really?
never have
I
any.
know. Hailey's POVs are always unhinged. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
With your POV. Hit us.
Okay, I have one from me, and then I told my kid that I need a POV, and he sent me one, okay?
Okay.
Here's mine. This is why I have my phone. I think that people that are obsessed with clearing their notifications are crazy.
Me.
Look.
Yours are all color coded.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
her
apps are
phone
colored.
drives me crazy.
Her apps are all color coded.
She has like
What?
she has folders, and every folder is a different like
Color.
So like Twitter and Facebook and like all the blue apps will be in one.
Yeah.
But how do you like?
And then I have a rainbow one.
But how do you like remember? Like
Because
what's
you
what?
know the color.
You just know.
What if like Twitter just changed from blue to
black
black
now?
So I moved it to the black.
Wow.
It's not set in stone, guys. It's fluid. You can change it.
But
So-
you don't clear your notifications. Like literally, I have one notification, and that is
Look.
driving me crazy.
How many emails she got?
She only has 31 emails. So you
that's not
definitely
bad. But,
clear-
but you
I
actively
did-
check it every day.
And
I'm
I
assuming.
did clear it on
What's the highest
Monday
it's ever
or
gotten
Thursday
to?
or whatever. Like 15 or 16 if I'm on vacation. 100.
1,500?
Yeah. if
When
I'm
you're on vacation,
That
who's
surprised me.
emailing you?
Because-
Tell them I'm gone. I don't need
Well,
this.
that's the problem. Is because I put a vacation setting, and so then it'll say, because of what I do for a living, I get all of these emails,
Yeah.
and then if they're automated emails and I send a vacation thing, then it'll send me another thing saying, oh, it bounced because it was an automated email. You know what I mean? So one email could potentially generate 3. So
Oh
that's
my
why. Yeah, when I'm on
goodness.
vacation, it's overwhelming. But I have 16
Monica.
unread texts, 15 phone calls, and 31.
That's
13
So funny.
phone calls?
Yeah,
Who's
I don't know why people call me. I don't know. I mean, it's hit or miss if I'm going to answer, guys. I feel like
the 13 people that called her are the 16 people that also messaged her that are waiting
I will
on her
say that's
response.
not as bad as my cousin. I think my cousin Rachel. She like probably at her best has 300 unread text messages every
Yeah.
day because she just doesn't open them.
yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh,
open
those
them
poor
when I'm ready
people.
to open.
Oh.
When I'm ready to respond.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I haven't.
I do that too.
Maybe
yeah.
I'm
But
just
sometimes
not
I'm just
popular
never
enough.
ready.
Yeah.
And then I forget to respond.
So
Wow.
that's my.
Okay,
So if
what's
you're
Noah's?
obsessed with clearing your notifications, I think there's an issue
Well,
with you.
That's funny. Okay, so what's Noah's?
Noah's
POV.
Noah, Monica's son, has a
Yes,
POV.
my son. He is 14 years old. He was very offended that he couldn't be on the podcast.
Let me just set the
Noah,
record straight.
we love
It was
you.
Bree's fault. I don't have a problem with Noah coming on, but Bree apparently.
So
Well,
he-
now he's gonna hate me.
Buy him some ice cream. He'll be
Yeah,
okay. He's
he
a
will.
teenage
He'll be
boy.
I already bought him ice cream this week.
That's
Oh, there you go.
So his POV was that all roads should be downhill.
And
That there should be no uphill roads because it will save on gas. It'll help the environment.
go to San Francisco, Noah.
And
everything needs to
something
be
else.
hilly, but it can only be one
Only
way
downhill,
street.
yeah.
Only one way.
I was
that
like-
we should only travel downhill.
But I
That's
told
his
him like
POV.
a POV like it should be controversial, but that just doesn't make that just is not factual. Like you can't have every street be downhill.
No, Noah says it is.
Yeah, Noah says it is.
Noah says it is, or if it isn't, it will be.
If you
Yeah.
go like
He's
if your
gonna
house,
make it happen.
if your house and you're going to work and your work is downhill, how do you
Yeah.
get back home?
I
You
can't
go,
wait.
you go around in a circle.
I
like this,
can't
all
wait
the way
for
around the
him
world.
to drive.
But then you're up.
No, all the way around the world. You're always downhill.
Oh, you just have to go.
You can never
all
leave
the
your
way
house
around the
because
world.
then it'll take you years to get back.
Exactly. See? You said it could be controversial,
I
and
can't
I told
wait
you
for him
it's
to start
causing
driving.
ruckus.
And I remember when I started driving, I was like, I think I told my mom, I was like, when I get older, I just want to live on a cul-de-sac, but like right at the end of the cul-de-sac. So like I don't have to turn anywhere. I just go straight into my driveway.
And that's it. And I'm
That's
done.
it.
Like at the end, you mean like where it ends, where it dead ends?
Like the
Yeah,
middle.
I was like, I'm gonna somehow figure it out, but I don't want to make any right turns, left turns. I just
Yeah.
want to get like
I just wanna go
straight
straight.
from work to straight, literally straight to my house.
Just like down the street.
That's since
awesome.
changed. I now can turn left and right,
Oh,
and I know how to
good.
do
I'm so glad.
things. But
Yeah, but you still don't like driving on the freeway.
I know how to get on the freeway. Bree doesn't like this, but I don't know what it is. My mom just like when she was younger, and she grew up in Arcadia, and so
Yeah.
it was very much just like Arcadia was her bubble. And so she didn't even realize Glendora was a thing until
Yeah.
she met my dad, and he was like, we should move out of Monrovia, like let's go somewhere. She's like, Glendora, that's very far. He's like, that's 15 minutes on the freeway.
Seriously.
So my mom like just isn't a big fan of the freeway. It's not, she knows how to get on the freeway, but if we can avoid it, we do. So like when I drive with Bree, if I'm going somewhere, I won't take the freeway, and it makes her so mad. Like unless
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere
Doesn't make
far.
me so
But
mad.
if I'm
I'm
going to
just
like Covina, Zusa, like someplace close, I'm
Yeah.
like, I can just take the streets. Like I don't have to jump on the freeway.
Yeah.
She doesn't like that.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just think it makes me laugh because I'm just like, oh,
Sorry.
here we go
Yeah.
on the street.
It's not very efficient
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's our preference.
because you hit all the red
Would
lights.
have been a good POV.
I don't hit all the red lights. I mean,
Truthfully.
sometimes I hit red lights, sometimes not. I'll work on it. It's okay, guys. I'm only
work on
23.
it.
Hopefully
Yeah.
by 30, we'll be mastered.
Has your mom?
I mean, no, I don't know. Probably not.
It's okay.
She drove on the freeway the other day. Well,
She knows how to drive. Like, yeah,
no,
like,
you
we
both
don't mind
know,
drive.
but your preference is to
yeah,
drive on
like
the
if we're
street.
going somewhere far, then we're gonna get on the freeway. But if
Yeah.
it's like a city over, then we're just like,
the
well,
street.
it's not that hard.
Yeah.
You're small town people living in a big town. That's what it is.
We need to move out to the country where they have
Where there's
like
only one
two-lane
light.
There is
2-lane
no
highways.
freeway.
Just the highway.
Funny.
That looks like a street. It's the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do
Oh,
well.
man.
You do well. Okay, my POV
Bree's POV.
is that doctors need to stop asking me what I want to do.
Oh.
Because I will go to take the dermatologist. When I was on Accutane,
Yeah.
she was like, do you want to keep going? And I was like, I don't know.
You tell me.
You tell me. Am I close to my max weight? And she'd be like, oh, let me check. What do you mean? Why are you going to ask me if I want to keep going?
Doctors don't.
Also, other doctors ask. Okay, this is. I don't know if I should say this. Might be a little TMI, but they asked me if I wanted to get a pap smear, and I said no. So I was like,
I mean, if it's
I'm
optional.
good. If I don't have to do it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But
That is very. I
Why
think
do
it
they
just
trust
depends
me?
I think it just depends on the doctor.
And your age.
yeah,
I mean, it still is optional for you.
yeah,
There's
I
going to be a
guess so.
point where it's required.
Yeah, it's gonna be required soon. But
Well, I remember the first time I got one, and I was like not even 21 yet. It was like a couple weeks before my 21st birthday. She's like, "Well, you're here, so we're just gonna do it." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But it also wasn't that bad.
but now it's
Bree
too late, and
scarred.
I'm terrified. So yeah, if the doctor ever asks me, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
So, and I also don't know, like, it's really my dermatologist. My dermatologist will ask me, like, what drugs I want to go on. And I'm like, you gotta tell me.
You tell me.
They want you to be your own advocate, Brie.
I
That's
can't
what
do
it
that.
But I don't know what's wrong with me,
Oh,
you know?
I don't know either.
Nobody
A lot of
knows.
things
Not even the doctor, apparently.
Yeah,
man.
that's my POV.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm gonna have to notice now if I go to the doctor and she asks me what I want to do. I had an ear infection a couple days ago or
Yeah,
weeks
that was
ago,
bad.
Oh no.
and she didn't. I don't think she asked me what I wanted to do.
She was just
Yeah.
like, here's your prescription.
Yeah,
There you
that's what
go.
I
Go
want.
pick
They
it
gave
up.
me
Don't
an
tell me which
injection and did a
prescription.
They give you an
thing.
injection. Wow.
But she
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
ask me.
She was just like, we're just going to give you an
Which
injection
is
today.
what you should do.
Yeah.
Huh.
She just told me.
I feel like that's like usually what
Yeah.
I've had.
It's
Maybe you
not
just
my
need a new
experience.
doctor.
Yeah.
Someone is at the front door.
Oh, someone's at the front door.
Of your house?
I think that's Bill's house. Hi, Bill.
Bill,
Check your dunk to see Bill's
check your house, Bill.
That's funny.
My POV.
Yes.
Haley's POV.
My POV. I know you're going to agree with this. I don't know, Monica, if you've watched
Okay.
the show, but
Oh.
The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I don't think
I
she
haven't. I haven't.
need
You
to
got to watch it.
Okay.
Belly sucks.
Belly sucks.
Belly sucks. You don't know what we're talking about,
don't.
and you need to catch up. But
Is
Belly,
Belly pretty?
she is
yeah,
pretty,
she's
but
pretty.
she's just the worst.
She's
Oh, I'm sorry.
honestly what
She's
Danae said about her
terrible.
being a victim mentality.
She's gaslighting.
Yeah,
What
She's
is
the worst.
gaslighting me?
Oh, don't
gaslighting.
get us started.
No, I feel like people use it, and it's not always the right way.
You explain it.
It's when like someone tries to like spin it around and make it your fault. So like say you come up to me, you're like, hey Haley, like I don't like the way that you've been treating me. That makes me really upset. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Monica, I have not been treating, you've been treating me bad. I don't know what you're talking
Oh, wow.
about. You
Yeah.
actually, I've been meaning to come up to talk to you because you've really been hurting my feelings. And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
And you're like,
I didn't
just
realize that like I was being mean to you, so that's probably why you were lashing out on me. I'm sorry. And it's like you didn't even want to walk in and apologize.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That was just
Yeah.
a short tidbit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That was a good.
Thanks
that
for
was a-
inviting me to your TED Talk.
Yeah. Anyways, Belly's the worst.
Belly's the worst.
I don't like her.
I'm still Team Jeremiah, but also like I feel like I can't be Team Jeremiah or Team Conrad because I don't want them to get with Belly at all.
I think I just feel bad for I feel bad for both of them. They're
Yeah.
both being played, but Conrad, like, I don't know. It just makes me so sad.
I know.
Are these teenagers?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're literally. Well, yeah.
Well, they're like kind of almost in college. One of
Conrad's
them's in
probably
Conrad.
19.
But it's just bad. Jeremiah and Conrad are brothers, and Belly has
It's a
come-
love triangle
Yeah.
between brothers.
Between
Belly
two
likes
brothers.
both of them, and they both like her.
Yeah.
But she's trying to pick. But then she'll like be like, no, I
She
want
flip-flops.
Jeremiah, and then like the next episode, she's like, no, I want Conrad.
Oh my gosh.
But
And
it's
then-
less teeny bopper than like we're making it sound. It's
Yeah.
actually a really.
It's good.
I've been bawling this morning. I was watching it. I was like, I hope they don't hear me. I was like,
Oh my
gosh.
crying at the kitchen table.
You cried?
I cried at episode.
What was that?
Don't
bad.
spoil it.
No, I'm
For
not.
people.
I just.
People are watching this.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think what it was. Oh,
You just have too
was
much
Belly's
emotions.
mom when Belly was talking to her mom
Oh,
in this
see,
episode.
See,
I was like,
that was sad. Didn't make me cry though.
no, I cried in this episode. The first episode was heartbreaking.
You also have just way more emotions than I
Oh
do.
my gosh.
That's not true. I just show my emotions like really. Also, I've been rewatching Full House. Like,
Oh my gosh.
because I love Full House.
This girl.
I've been crying all day
Oh my
because I've
gosh.
been watching Full House, which is
Every
not
time
that
I see you,
emotional
you're
of
like,
a show.
I've been rewatching Full House and I watched this episode.
It's so good.
That's so funny.
Today's episode, DJ was struggling with an eating disorder, and then I was
Oh
just
my
like
gosh.
crying. And then the next episode after that, the other girl was like, I want to go to the mother-daughter sleepover, but I
Yeah.
can't because I don't have a
Because my
mom.
mom's dead.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
so
Heart.
sad.
breaking. Anyways,
Sad.
What a good episode.
this has been a great
Thank you so
episode.
much, Monica,
Thanks
for
for
being
having
on.
me, guys.
This was
was
great.
fun.
We'd love
Hopefully
to
you
see
come
your
back.
face again.
Yeah, for
Talk
sure.
about
Monica's like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Too hot in
we'll
here.
do couch dating.
couch. Monica.
We should.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yep. Oh, there's a scratch. All right. Signing out.
Signing out.
This is Hailey and Brie and Monica.
Good job. See you later, PLVers.
Bye.
POV.